most of the times when you think of cheese, you think of something savory, but here we're using vegan cheese in a sweet application. That's right, our snail ricotta pie. We're going to start off making our sweet ricotta filling because it has to sit for about 30 minutes in the refrigerator. So we're going to start off with our firm tofu. Now, you want to use firm tofu. Silken's a little too soft. Extra firm is a little bit too much, but you want to make sure that you do drain it, but you don't need to press it. Then we're going to be adding our soaked or activated cashews. Now this is a very small food processor, so it's gonna be a little tight. Yours is probably larger, so it'll be just fine. Now here I have my liquids. This is the vanilla, lemon juice, there's also the lemon zest, and just a little bit of water. Now I'm adding my sugar. Now I'm also gonna be putting in the nutritional yeast, as well as the panisag. Remember, panisag is one of our proprietary blends. There's also the salt in here. And the panisag acts as a functional egg. So that's gonna bind all of our filling together and it's give it a nice texture. If you don't have access to it, that's fine. You can just omit it. So it's not gonna be as together. Or you can use another egg replacer on the market. Last is a little bit of my vegan butter or margarine. Now, the final processing, we want to get a really smooth ricotta. So now we're going to just let this sit in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. In the meantime, you can make your vegan clarified butter, which is also known as vegan ghee. I'm streaming it in. And there's next to no water in here. Now you want to get a nice round pan because a snail is round, and get one that's about 9 inches or 22 centimeters in diameter. So I do have that. These are nice for traveling and serving at a picnic or something like that. But I really like this because this is shallow. You can use a nice oven-proof cast iron or ceramic pan, but if they're too deep, it's going to be difficult because we're already working with the phyllo dough laying over the top. So I suggest you get a shallow pan that's just about 1.5 to 2 inches high, or about 3 to 4 centimeters. So now we're going to line the base of our snail pie. So you just want to get your pie plate. And I have already unrolled my phyllo dough. I always like to work, you must work with cold dough. And then also you want to prevent it from drying out. So I do have a tea towel that I've lightly dampened. And so I just have that covered. And now, you just want to take some of your clarified butter or margarine, brush that liberally on the bottom of your pan. And now we're going to start working with each sheets. Now, wherever you get your phyllo, some are bigger, some are smaller. So we just want to put about 5 or 6 layers in the bottom of your pan. And remember I talked about how it would be hard to work with the deep dishes. So you just want to constantly layer these around and create a nice base. Then some of them, now mine are not going up the whole way on the edges. You don't want to put too much butter, but you want enough to keep the layers together. So think of the butter or ghee as like edible paste. It's going to create the crispness. This phyllo dough is so light and airy, but if we don't have some fat in it, it will completely crumble. So that's 2 layers. Now you want to continue around until you have 5 or 6 layers, creating your base. Now we're going to be creating the snail or the pinwheel or the center with our filling. And you want to use either a piping bag, or if you don't have that, that's fine. You can just use a regular old plastic bag. Into. So now that I have all of my filling in my plastic bag, I just want to cut off a tip on the end to create a wonderful piping area. All right. Now, if you do have a piping nozzle, you just want to use one that's about 13 millimeters. Okay, and now we're going to create all of our snail centers. So you just want to take one of your sheets of your phyllo, put it on your workbench, and now grab some of your butter. Gently, because this is so delicate, brush your butter on it. Now I'm going to create about a 1 centimeter long line around here. You want to be as consistent as possible. Now, go ahead and roll this up. So now you have your first snail roll. Just gently pick it up, and we're going to put this around the perimeter or the exterior of our snail pie. Then continue on in the same fashion, and we're going to curl the whole way thing around itself till we get to the middle. Doesn't that look beautiful already? Now you want to gently brush the entire top of it with your butter. Don't worry about the edges. I brush it with all around with butter, and then I just gently knock some of these off, or you can trim it after it's cooked as well. Then you want to grab a toothpick and prick some holes in the middle of your circular area to let the steam out, because with the panis egg in here, your pie will expand. And we want to let the steam out via our little holes with. Now pop it in the oven at 210 or 410 Fahrenheit.